Hey guys, welcome to another video here. Today we're doing another deck tech, and today we have a recurring character in Kroxa. Uh, been trying to make Kroxa decks work for a while. We did some with Lazav, we did some Jund styles, we did a few Grixis versions of Kroxa as well. And I think this is a great consideration as well if you're trying to play some Kroxa decks out there. So we got some awesome upgrades from Core 21 here. The main ones being Eliminate. As soon as Eliminate came out, I was immediately like, yes, Kroxa decks are going to love this. A cheap interactive card that fills the graveyard, answers to Fairy, so definitely something that any black deck really is going to have a certain amount of, and that's what we've seen. But we have two includes in Planeswalkers, so Liliana, Waker of the Dead, has each player discard a card, and if an opponent can't, they lose 3 life. So sounds like sort of very similar to Liliana the Veil, and you might think, well, you know, we don't really want to discard cards, but discarding cards, not only can we discard Kroxa, we can discard escape card, Cling to Dust, but we can also just discard cards and cast Kroxa even earlier. So also with that, we have plenty of extra drawing effects in Narset, Nicobolas, and Chandra, so the discard is going to favor us more than our opponents. And it also has removal as well as a game-ending ultimate. On to our other new card here, Chandra, Heart of Fire. So very powerful Planeswalker here, can either provide card advantage if we have 2 or fewer cards. It gives us access to 3 new cards, and we don't mind discarding our hand again because of Liliana and Kroxa, so these cards kind of work together. Or she can just be a ping, something for 2 every turn, or it can recast red instants and sorceries. In our case, the only ones that are available to us are Bedevil, so not really going to try and ultimate this here. Yeah, search your graveyard and library for any instance exile. I'm sure. Yeah, getting a 6 red might be relevant if we have some really intensive mana plays and we really want to do that. Otherwise, we have Discovery Dispersal, a good draw spell that fills up our graveyard, and if we ever get our opponent empty-handed and they have a really annoying permanent, Dispersal is also a very effective answer. So I expect we'll see that come up in at least one of our games here today. Otherwise, Cling to Dust again to deal with graveyard things like Uro. Lazatet Plating I think is here just for some protection, but I'm interested to see how this performs. I might take this out because honestly I'm not impressed by it at the moment. I haven't played with it much. Thought Erasure, Narset, Bedevil, Extinction Event, and Ritual of Soot for Wrath effects. I kind of like this 2-2 split. And then the big boy Nicobolas God, Dragon God. And this can also be great at getting the effects of Chandra and Liliana, which I am really excited to see. Yeah, getting kind of 2 instances of Chandra's +1 of first ability, or Narset's ability. Any of those could be really cool. Otherwise, it just has really good abilities on it itself. Some noteworthy lands is just Castle Lacthwain for card advantage, and Interplanar Beacon, because we have 3 colors worth of Planeswalkers here, as well as Nicobolas is sometimes hard to cast. So 2 copies there for a little bit of life gain, but primarily for the mana fixing. Otherwise, I also want to show off the unstable lands which we got here from John Avon, which I don't know if they were available and are now available or just came back on sale or something, but I picked these up today and I really like those. Anyways, that's the deck. We're going to take this into ranked, and yeah, that's fine, and see if we can get us some wins. And again, guys, if you enjoy this content, enjoy these videos, go ahead and leave a like and comment down below. Let me know what kind of decks you want to see in the future, or what kind of videos, if you wanted to see more draft videos, more deck demos. Let me know and I'll be happy to give you guys more of that sweet, sweet content. Alright, here for our first match, and we only have 2 lands, but one of them is a scry land. And we have plenty of 2-drops here, so I'm going to go ahead and keep. I think if I draw 1 land, and I can play Bedevil, or I can find... Very sad, but I don't think I can keep that. I do love me some Kroxa. I would love to have our opponent discard. That's getting killed. Actually, if it was a creature, gain 3, otherwise draw a card. So we don't draw a card if it's a creature, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm gonna shock here and probably just eliminate that. Or if they just attack, I'll Lozatep Plating. Yeah, so I'm gonna eliminate the Pelt Collector here first. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter. Let me let this resolve, and if they give this a +1/+1 counter... Okay. So yeah, so we'll let that resolve. And then I'll eliminate this, because this doesn't give it a counter. It's only if it's greater than, yeah. Okay, land there was good, but I don't think I want to play it untapped. Oh, I can Cling to Dust my own eliminate. Yep, I'm gonna eliminate this Pelt Collector here, and probably just Bedevil the Spellbreaker. This is putting us in risk, but I guess if we really want to gain 3 life, we can Cling to Dust. That's actually kind of interesting. So here I'm gonna, yeah, Discovery. I think I want to get this Temple down first. Scry, keep this on top though, and then I have this here in case of really anything. So I could even just use it to gain 3 life and kind of counteract the 3 damage from Rada. Okay, Gruul Spellbreaker. As long as your turn, Rada gets raised the number of lands you control. Okay, so I'm gonna Cling to Dust here. I think I'm just gaining 3 life and just exiling the Gruul Spellbreaker. And I could shock here. I guess this actually gains me... Not really. I think I'm just Bedeviling the Gruul Spellbreaker and passing. It's 4 mana. Jesus, that's a lot of mana. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I can do there. Hopefully I can play Nicol Bolas next turn and get rid of the Rada. But Nicol Bolas is unlikely to survive. Jesus, even more Gruul Spellbreakers. Alright, Castle Lockswains. Fine. I think I'm just playing Nicol Bolas here and hoping I'm not dead.
In exchange for eternal
they have any haste creature, I'm dead. It's not a fun place to be in. Cool. We're dead. Not exactly a great free showing of the deck. I don't think it was like I don't think our hand there was bad at all. I don't think I made any misplays there. Like I just didn't draw enough removal spells, or didn't draw like they just had the correct amount of haste threats. 3 copies of Gruul Spellbreaker in the top, 10 cards, whatever, of your library. Kind of rough. Alright, here, this hand is fantastic, because we have turn 2 Thought Erasure, turn 3 Narset. Let's, play this first into Castle Lochwain. Thought Erasure. Okay, blue-white deck is probably a good matchup for us. If we see a land here, we're going to keep it, definitely. So, actually, this is important because I can't take them off of Narset, so I might as well take the Teferi. I guess, like, that doesn't do anything if I have Narset out. But I think I would rather just take the Teferi. Alright, so I'm going to keep that land. And I get to play Narset next turn into Liliana, Waker of the Dead. Alright, please don't have drawn Mystical Dispute. Thank you. We get to take... Oh, we can even take Eliminate and kill the Narset when it comes down. Yep, so we play a Narset here. They get 1 card off of it. We get our second card. Hopefully this is not Teferi. Okay, that's good. Ooh, and we get Kroxa.
Meditate and prepare.
I'm down for Bedevil. This is only creatures. So let's get this. Make sure we can play both of these cards. Yeah, we can. I don't know why I was concerned about that. Okay, they discard a Radiant Fountain. And let's go ahead and eliminate that.
I have reached my limit.
Okay.
Mind and body should know I have just the trick for this.
So I could Waker of the Dead, which I'm kind of into, especially since they just drew a Neutralize. I'm gonna discard a Discovery Dispersal here. Okay, they discard a land. They probably have another one in their hand, so that's unfortunate. Okay, they're drawing all their neutralizes now, which means we're not resolving another spell, unless they want to cast their ECD here. So a land here for Chandra or Nicol Bolas would be fantastic. Alright, I'll take another Liliana. I think I want to discard Chandra here. Even though Nicol Bolas could give us card advantage, it's not going to save us against... Actually, forget that. I'm going to discard the Chandra here, because Nicol Bolas can, exile things like...
We're doing things my way.
ECD from their hand. Even though we're not casting it anytime soon. And we need to draw a land just to... So actually... Here they can get to Fairy, but that's okay. So actually here, I kind of want to cast Kroxa, and they're forced to discard either their... yeah, so if they cast a Neutralize here, yeah, they have to discard. Okay, so they discard Swift Response. Interesting. So now we just tick up and have them discard. Here I'm actually going to discard Nicol Bolas because I can't cast it right now, and they're about to get back to Fairy. So when they untap with it, I'd like to be able to remove it. Eventually, they're going to run out of cards here because I'm going to reanimate my Kroxa, and they're not going to be able to keep all of those cards in their hand. Well, they get another Narset here. They don't even get...
No one.
I guess because they know I have Bedevil, they just want more cards.
Keep an open mind.
And I guess because they know that Narset's here. That kind of makes sense to me. Okay, I like that. Good play. Good play. Oh, wow, and they hit another ECD here. So, good job hitting the Liliana, but now we get to land Kroxa. I'm actually gonna get rid of this Kroxa here in case they have a way to exile my Kroxa. Because I only have 3 in my deck, whereas I have 4 more of these Nicol Bolas's. And I don't think I have a way to get the Planeswalkers back. Yeah, I don't think I do. So they have to discard and neutralize here. And then next turn, unless they draw extra cards or something, which they can't.
Hone your prowess.
Okay, what do they get here? So you can see how Liliana effectively fueled our graveyard for Kroxa there. If we didn't have Liliana, we weren't casting Kroxa for many, many turns. I mean, we do get to draw a card off of that, at least. I'll take it. Ooh, and we try another Liliana? Disgusting. I guess I'll just play this, sack it, and get another black source. Seem to need a lot of black, so yeah. Oh, look at those, so beautiful. And pass, because they're going to get another Planeswalker here. And if it's to Fairy, they're either going to get back to Fairy. Yeah, okay.
Let's make this quick.
Okay. So I'm going to wait until they make an action here. Okay.
Meditate and prepare.
I guess I should cast Bedevil now in case they get a counterspell off of this. Yeah, that was a little bit of a misplay. But I wouldn't expect them to run any more than like 2 or 3 neutralizes. And like Mystical Dispute could get us here, but I don't know. If I lose to Mystical, oh, they have Absorb too? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna Bedevil this to Fairy. So that they have to counter... Oh wow, they just let that go.
I'll just come back.
Okay.
I know my responsibility. Here goes nothing.
That's annoying. Actually, that's good. Yeah, so they're kind of forced into doing that. I don't know why they wouldn't. And they can just have this Teferi here. Yep.
That's more like it.
I think I'm just gonna play this Liliana. I hope they don't have a counterspell. Cool.
Address me as
I'm gonna discard the Ritualist Stood here, because I want to be able to cast the Kroxa and get the rest of their cards. Okay, Blast Zone's pretty annoying.
Don't worry, I got this.
Okay, so that's actually good, because we can play and cast Kroxa from the graveyard. Okay, so that gets rid of the last card. That was another Teferi. And then tick up. They lose 3 life. And we cast another Kroxa. And they lose 3 more life. Now here, they're probably just going to bounce it with the Teferi. They don't get to draw an extra card, but that's fine. So Blast Zone here is actually good for them. Okay, they're going to use that to get rid of Liliana, and that makes sense. Yep.
One more grudge for the list.
So kind of not an impasse here, but like nobody's making immense progress here. And we're kind of okay with that. So they don't get an extra card, and we get to just make them discard the last card in their hands. And we get to draw an extra card. Which I'm actually going to do now in case it's a... no, never mind. Because if they play something that targets my Narset, then I'm going to want to protect it. Oh, I can't do that. Thanks to Barry.
This might be a bad idea.
Alright, let's see if we can get a removal spell here. So I could Chandra here. And I could actually discard my hand. Or I could Narset and try and find a removal spell. We would need another Bedevil. How many of those have we had? Just one? Okay. I'm going to try and hit the Bedevil here, because I think that's the most useful
I have practiced against many.
use of our mana.
I have just the trick for this.
Well, Extinction Events is pretty good too. We can't cast it this turn, so our Narset is dying, but I think we do need to get rid of this Baneslayer Angel. And we can play the Lacetet Plating after, and that's fine. So our Narset's dying, they can draw an extra card with their Teferi. But I think that was the best use of our mana. Like, using Chandra there to tick up on Teferi or something, it's not really what I want to be doing. Alright, so they go back up to 19.
You are a mighty warrior. I can see.
Actually, if they use Teferi and bounce something, so they bounce their... Okay. I think I'm okay running out the Chandra, trying to hit Teferi. If they have an Absorb, I'll let that happen. But it's, yeah, it seems like they don't have that, so we're able to ping off Teferi here. Awesome, and now I get to play Lacetet Plating at instant speed, so if they have some kind of removal spell, we get to negate it. Oh boy. Hi YouTube. How's it going, YouTube? Oh, that felt so good. Alright, so we have to exile all of our cards here to play Kroxa again. That's alright.
I'll be even more powerful next time.
Oh, that was so good. Once again, we have no use for the Planeswalkers in our graveyard. Because we don't have anything like Elspeth Conquers Death. So they must have pretty good spells in their hands. Wow, Lacetet Plating. All-star of this game. I love how every time I like think about like these kinds of cards, like this card, Discontinuity for that Planeswalker Super Friends episode, I was like, I don't know how good this card is. And it turns out to be fantastic. Lacetet Plating. Alright, so they discard Glass Casket, which must mean they have to have a second one in hand, right? They wouldn't you know, do that if they didn't have another way of getting rid of this Kroxa, right? Interesting. Ooh, Nicol Bolas. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so happy to see you. Let's go ahead and make you exile a card from your hand. Oh, I should have waited. Eh. Relevant my riches. So they can either exile a land, exile, something. Sorry, exile their ECD, which they don't want to do because it's going to get back some of these cards here, or exile the other card in their hand. So I presume that unless they are a really mana-intensive version of Blue-Eyed Control, that they're just going to exile an island here. I think our opponent rage quit after the last attempt plating play. Like, you don't play around that. Oh, man. Like, so much... so I'll also say that, like, with Teferi on the board, and with, like, all that other stuff, like, it wasn't looking good. But, like, the amount of work that we had to do in order to get our last attempt plating even online. So, like, getting rid of the Teferi, making sure they didn't have counter spells in hand. Yeah, that's so funny. Whew. And so Chandra here, I could minus, I could use the discard my hand ability, but I really want to keep this Extinction Event and Bedevil in my hand. I guess in like 2 turns, if I get up to 9, I don't care because I can cast Bedevils from my graveyard at any point. But up until we get close to there, I want to keep these cards in my hand, so I'm fine just getting a shock every turn. So Chandra here is like really good while we have no cards in hand, but if we have cards in hand that we want to use, then it kind of seems like we can just like, okay, I'm just gonna ping you, ping stuff every turn and be okay with that. And for a 5-mana walker that has 2 only plus abilities, I'm okay with that. Yeah. Because it exiles those, yeah. Because only until end of turn, yeah. Alright, our opponent did not enjoy the end of that match, but we did. Lazatep plating, doing its job, doing the things, completing our quest for us. Oh yeah. Alright, that's going to do it for this video, I think. That was a good match to end on. Again, trying to keep these videos pretty short. So yeah, that was Grixis discard. So had a little bit of trouble with some of the creature heavier decks. Again, kind of our only removal is Eliminate and Bedevil, and also in that case the haste threats and Cruel Spellbreaker really messed us up. But I think this deck is really versatile in dealing with both the meta decks like Uro with Cling to Dust and Narset and things like that, and also being good against the Blue-White control decks as we just saw, and anywhere in between. So I think this is a really cool deck that uses some of the new cards pretty effectively, mainly Liliana and Chandra, with the help of Eliminate. So as you can see, the one thing that people really missed about Eliminate is that it just helps out the black decks, and the slower black decks so much. So this card really, really is a good answer. Really happy with the inclusion of this card. Often we talk about everybody's eyes are on, oh, the mythics, the mythics, the mythics. But in this case, Eliminate really was a effective card there in all of our matches. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. Once again, if you enjoyed this content, leave a like and comment down below. And look forward to more videos in the future. And I'll see you guys next time.